Hey guys, it's Jason Perry with Envoy Mortgage. I'm here again with Jesse Stufflebeam of Prudential Verani of Nashua. We were talking earlier today about really what makes Jesse different, but specifically as a marketing guy, we were talking about what would be important to folks who have maybe not been as successful selling their own home either by themselves, or more importantly, they've been on the MLS already. They've had another agent that may have worked with them either recently, currently, or in the past, or what have you. But importantly, we want to talk about, again, what makes you different, what brings you to the table, what brings your marketing technique to the table, and why is that ultimately important to home sellers?
Sure, glad to.
Perfect. So yeah, just get a little bit, we spoke about some of the marketing techniques and really just your attitude, which I love from your military background, so let's just get a little bit into that.
Well, the thing about marketing, it's all about getting the listing sold.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have a great education. I have a master's degree in business, so I know all about marketing.
Perfect.
Right now, we do a lot of stuff on social media that we're doing, websites, all that. But the thing that makes me a little bit different, a lot different than the other people out there who try to sell a house, if in case the house didn't sell, is that I have a 201-step marketing plan. I said that's 201 steps that I take to market every house. And it's spelled out all from number 1 to 201.
Okay.
And anytime I take a listing, go to a listing, I make sure I show the sellers that, they look through it. And if anybody wants to call me on it, they can, because I have an easy exit agreement that if they don't like what I'm doing, give me 48 hours to correct it. If I can't correct it, the listing shot.
So I know probably most people are like, no way somebody has that many steps or such. So pull out some of the things that you're doing again. What are some of the specific items that you're putting together for your sellers?
We'll make sure that we do a staging consultation.
Okay.
Hardly any other realtor does that, because that comes out of my pocket.
Yep.
I don't get paid until the listing sells, of course. So
now staging. Sorry, now to interrupt. So staging. So tell me more about what is specific to the staging, because I am a huge believer in staging.
Staging is a person comes in, a hire, she comes in, she looks over the house, takes measurements, and then she looks at everything and tells makes suggestions to the seller what needs to be done. For example, maybe a sofa needs to be turned a separate way. Maybe there's too much furniture in the house.
Sure. Clutter's a big thing.
Exactly. Clutter. Put it in storage. You're going to put it in storage eventually anyway.
Sure.
Let's get it out of the house now. The other buyers don't want to see the furniture that you have.
Yep.
They want to envision what their stuff is going to look like.
How about give me a couple of success stories or an example about how that made the deal or made the difference for a home seller.
Jason, I go after a lot of expires, not go after, but try to help people that hasn't sold their house the first time.
Sure.
And I tell you, all it took was somebody to stage the house properly the first time, and it would sell.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had houses that 2 to 3 realtors hadn't sold them before. Then I get the listing, I do the interview, get the listing, I do the staging, and within 30 to 45 days, the house is off the market.
Yeah.
It closes because the staging is very important.
Right. And in the meantime, they've been sitting there for 6 months prior on the MLS, wondering why it's not selling.
Exactly.
So,
staging makes it look like a model home.
Yeah, see, that's fantastic. I think personally that's one of the best things. I can remember specifically I sold a home back in 2004, and that was the exact same situation. I'll tell you though, right when it was done, first thing I did on my new home was I brought that same stager to stage my home on the new place, so I could live in it because I loved it. It was fantastic. Give me another example of just one of the marketing steps.
Some of the marketing steps that I do is that the write-up has to be explicit. You have to make sure that the write-up is what the buyer is wanting to see.
Okay.
Let's take the step from the very first time you step on the property all the way through the house.
Okay.
Let's describe that.
Sure.
Everybody has a kitchen. Everybody has a bathroom. Why say that?
Right.
Because it's already in the description anyway.
Right.
But let's make it so that as the buyer is living there.
Okay. So kind of, are you sort of are you creating sort of a mental picture as they're reading it?
Exactly, mental picture.
I love that, and again, as my background with the real estate publishing, that is one of the most probably overlooked item out there. We even had folks who would literally just build the ad on an ad builder program, which was the most sterile thing you could imagine.
Right.
And then when you read it, I could literally shuffle the index cards, and you try and match it up to a house. There's no way you could do it. It's the same exact thing.
Exactly.
And like you just mentioned, they're on the MLS. The first thing they're looking to do is they're looking to take that first step. You're not trying to sell it off the MLS or sell it off the ad. You're trying to get them to contact you, get in the house, check it out, and then take the next level. So, so that's enormous. Again, right there, just those are two things right there that I know you obviously personally, but just with regard to the success that you get there. Lastly, let's just talk about a huge part. As far as I see as a huge asset is your military background and the fact that you don't let things fall through the cracks.
Right.
That's one of the biggest points that I see as a mortgage lender, where time and time again, if the real estate agent isn't structured or specific in how they operate their business, buyers or prospects aren't being called back in time. Give me a little bit of insight on that.
Yeah, one thing I've done in my practice is I always make sure that every Tuesday morning I call every one of my sellers.
Huge.
And what I do, I give them the feedback of what showings we had that week,
Yep.
what marketing we've done that week,
Yep.
and if the interest rates go up, what the buyers did or did not like about the house.
Yep.
I'll say the good, the bad, the ugly, because
Perfect.
the fact is I am a no excuses realtor.
Yeah.
I am the middleman. I am just conveying the message.
Yep.
And as long as the sellers realize that, then the heat's off of me.
Sure.
But as long as I'm honest with them,
Sure.
everything's fine.
Well,
and that's what people want is honesty.
Completely, because they're not. I mean, mind you, I'm sure. Again, we talked about your history in the business, so I know a lot of the clients that you've had years ago, you continue to do business with. But in the same breath, they have a goal, and the goal is to sell the home. And they're not there necessarily to be your best friend day one. They want to make sure you have the job done, and then everyone's happy at the end. So huge. Again, I think that's enormously. So again, if you're looking to sell your home, whether or not you've been trying to sell on your own, for sale by owner, whether or not it's been listed in the past, you're looking to work with someone who has some great expertise and success doing that, definitely contact Jesse. Contact information, cell phone?
Cell phone 603-817-8517.
Okay. And then email?
Jesse.Stufflebeam, Stufflebeam is a Mary, @Verani.com.
Perfect. So again, thanks for coming by. Hope you got a lot out of this video, and good luck selling your home.